Yeah, and here we go. Here's the character that I was talking about.
Ices. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And
Ices. I know nothing about these
oh,
characters, to be quite honest. I've never played against a good Ices. I
yeah.
don't think.
I mean, they're very hard to come by, but when they're good, they are amazing. And already getting that disjoint to start off, very good. And that's going to be very scary for Cheems. Cheems is probably going to want to separate the. I mean, not Cheems. Very good for Nazura. Uh, Nazura's definitely going to want to separate these two very quickly because if they start to get going, it's going to be very dangerous.
Nazura kind of seems like he's trying to hold his space away from James. He looks as if he really does not want these Ices to get their hands on him, which is very fair. The Icy, I mean, you've also, if you have a Twitter, you know what these characters can do. Sometimes they can really pull off stocks out of nowhere, out of no percent whatsoever. So they're kind of playing with a lot of respect in mind.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, speaking of how they can just take stocks out of nowhere, I doubt any character has even half as many zero to deaths as Ices.
I mean, in sheer variety of how you can achieve a zero to death, confirmed like true. I think I gotta agree with you. ICs are kind of nutty with it in that regard. Although, pretty hard. Pretty hard to pull off. And so if we see anything from Cheems here, any zero to death like that, I might just pop out of my seat. Maybe a little squeal, maybe two here or there. You never know. Right now, it's a pretty even game though, so no zero to deaths as of right now.
Yeah, but Nazura is doing a very good job at staying alive against. Ooh, taking out the Nana there. This is going to be a lot harder for Cheems to do now because he's lost that Nana here, playing that Sopo.
Cheems full Sopo, gonna be able to make it back on stage. I feel like Icy's players get a slight level up, never mind, when they're playing Sopo. I feel like Icy's players, when they're Sopo, their concentration just goes up to 20. But right there, Nazura's concentration, 21, beating him out. And just that much to be able to find the stock.
For sure. And we're seeing that so far Nazura's been doing a very good job at trying to pressure Cheems away and keep Cheems off stage, because when Cheems is off stage, that allows for Nazura to be able to take advantage and exploit that Nana a little bit better. Ooh, that was such a great cover.
Ooh. It's very interesting to see how Nazura plays. He's doing his best to just let Cheems come into him first and then punish him accordingly. He doesn't want to get into a boxing match against Ices that can toss out more hitboxes and get more off of those hitboxes than Inkling can.
Yeah, for sure. And we're also oh, wow.
Okay, just tossing out a raw fair. Didn't result in a stock, but if you're Nazura, you got to be a little shook by that. Even though you do have Cheems at 127. So you got to feel good about your composure to that extent.
And this is very scary right now for Cheems because Nazura just keeps on throwing him off of the stage every single time. And, finally getting them to be separate. Taking away the Nana again, over and over. This is... But every single second that Nana is on the screen, Cheems is dealing more and more damage and closing that gap a little bit every single time.
Ooh!
Wow!
Kobe! Oh my god.
Oh.
My man really just tossed that. Oh,
Oh!
7 him deep! 10 feet deep! My god!
That was crazy. Put Cheems in an asylum for that.
No hesitation. No hesitation. He saw the invincibility frames went away. Let it rip. Let it rip. He was ready for it. Now, we are even stocks. Nazura has held the pace of the game, held the control for most of this match, but Cheems has not has not fallen behind too much.
Oh,
Only
but-
down by 13%.
That was scary there for a second, because the moment Ices have you at the ledge, it is such a threatening scenario.
And I feel like getting hit by that little twister is just so scary. This is Ices, you know? Not a lot of people have a ton of experience against Ices. So getting hit by one of those, you think back, you think of the Twitter clips, and you're just wondering,
Oh, but
Am I
speaking
not
of Twitter,
a
clips right there,
am I
100.
not a Twitter clip? Is Nazura asking himself that right now? Or is Cheem's asking himself right now? Am I about to be on the receiving end?
Oh no, I don't know if that is gonna make it back. Okay. Whew.
Oh! Okay. Clean up smash coming out from Nazura, getting the roll on stage, or coming out from James, getting the roll on stage from Nazura. And it was getting him far. It was getting him really far.
And speaking of getting far,
if James can make the adaptation.
and going to Battlefield, this might actually allow for Nazura to have a bit more room to run away from the sheer pressure that Cheems puts on with those Ices.
Definitely gonna have a lot more space here, and Nazura not afraid to use it whatsoever. But Cheems is the one benefiting from this right-hand platform, although not too much. Nazura taking a lead.
Ooh. And we're seeing here that Nazura is doing a great job at keeping away for just long enough, and speaking of keeping away, keeping those Ices away from each other. Because, as we're seeing here, Nana is just getting bullied like the small kid in the class.
That's the name of the game. If you're playing against Ices, you pick on that Nana. You steal their shoes, you toss them out, you don't let her play the game.
And there we go.
In doing so, just like that, we have first stock going to Nazura.
And right now, Nazura is in a very good spot, because Nazura could just stall for as long as he wants, because Ices are not that great vertically in terms of getting up. So because of that, Nazura can just stay up there and only come down when feeling it is necessary.
Ices have a nice up air for sure. Especially, you have both Ices. That up air is gonna hit twice, gonna be dealing a lot of damage if you can land it, and it can convert into itself. So not a bad move by any stretch. But where Ices really excel is controlling that horizontal space. It's using that twister to lead to more conversions and kind of drag the opponent across the stage until you can find the killing blow. And right now, we're seeing the stage work out in Nazura's favor. He's getting to use these platforms, and Cheems is the one that has to chase around the Inkling. No easy feat, especially not for a character like Ices that don't exactly have the same kind of mobility that Inkling has. So, definitely working out in Nazura's favor.
But not enough there, because Inkling has very good recovery. But that Nana is probably at the maximum percentage, because Nana has like 5 stages of damage. So if Nana gets hit here, it could probably kill the
Is that
Nana.
how it works? It's in stages?
Yes, it is in stages of percentage.
That's crazy. I thought she just had her own percent bar and it was hitting. I had no idea. Look at that. Well,
Yeah.
the more you know. That's what you learn here at the Solid 28 babies. That's what you learn.
And
Right now. I'm gonna see who can learn the most from the other person. It seems like Nazura's got the download right now on Cheems. It's looking rough for them. He's just playing the stage to its advantage, and Cheems is having trouble responding.
yeah, this is also showing a huge gap in Cheems' strengths. And because of that, that might also come into play for these future games in addition to this.
Yeah, it seems like Cheems does not appreciate this verticality that Nazura is exploiting.
Oh, apparently Nana does have her own percent. I think it was in a previous game that Nana was in stages, but... Oh,
Okay. See, that definitely sounds better from a logistical standpoint. Like, imagine if you're Sakurai and you gotta design Nana's percent bar to go in stages. That'd be rough. That'd be rough game design. But right now, the only thing that's rough is that stock for teams. And he is sitting pretty far behind Nazura here. Nazura with a comfortable lead, have a lot of time on the clock, has a lot of space to play with.
Yeah, and this could go to time, honestly, because this game is going at a very slow pace. Even though we've seen Nazura really likes to keep it fast-paced, in this matchup, keeping it slow pace is definitely the move.
100%. If you can keep these ices out of your face and you can just get the small hits here and there, you can just keep it to small, short trades, that's definitely in your favor when you're going up against a character that's so combo-oriented like Ices.
Yeah, for sure. And right now we are seeing that. Oh, wow.
But gets the stock there.
And this could actually cost Nazura the game, because if Cheems gets a little bit more of stuff like that, it could spell the end.
And it's those situations in which, gets the nair on
that's
block
going to
as
take too. And, ooh, this is not looking great for Cheems here, because now that Nana's gone and Cheems is at 108%, Cheems is going to need a miracle here to take this game, but a miracle might be exactly what he can make. As we talked about.
Not flexing too hard right now.
Yeah, and barely making it back, but oh. Ooh. Wow.
Oh my god.
And this Sopo is going crazy.
He's staying alive. He's staying alive and he's finding his hits here and there.
Yeah, call him the Bee Gees.
Oh,
Staying alive. Ooh. This is so scary. And max rage right now, too.
Oh, okay. Good Sopo showing, though. Got to say. Managed to stay alive for a while and got some percent on the board on Nazura. Was looking like he might have a chance to bring it back there if he found the right read.
So far, we've had 2 Game 5 scenarios and 1 Game 4 scenario. So we're getting a lot of value out of these sets every single time. And going to Unova, okay.
This is an interesting stage pick.
Yeah, it is. These are pretty high platforms, though, so...
They're high platforms that offer Inkling a lot of room, but at the same time, it is a very horizontal stage.
Yes,
That gives Ices a lot of space for resets if teams can pull it off.
But because of how high the platforms are, that means that Nazura can avoid a lot of Ice Climbers things. Like, as you saw there, that up tilt, which normally reaches on things like Battlefield, does not reach on this stage. So that could come into play, because one of those kills that Cheems got in that previous game was an up tilt.
Oh, okay. And it's interesting to see Cheems is literally just holding center stage. He is just making sure that he gets center stage and he does not let go of it. He is forcing Nazura to come to him, and it's working out in his favor so far.
But Cheems is going to need to do a little bit more than just holding center stage in order to take this stock, because...
Ooh,
okay.
just like that.
Yeah. But we're seeing right now that...
Oh, the Nana coming in to save Popo. Oh, man. That was really good awareness from Cheems. Really, really good awareness. Just have Nana tap Nazura once, and that's all you need. And he gets out of that roller.
And we're seeing here... Ooh, and that roller is going to take a... What? I thought that was going to hit the Nana, but that hit Popo.
That was very janky. That was a janky interaction right there. But, I mean, if you're Nazura, you take those. You take those to the bank every day of the week.
Yeah, but also we're seeing here a lot of those side Bs from Cheems. If Nazura can take advantage of those side Bs, it's not going to be good, because once they get punished, that could be the end of Cheem's life here because they have quite a bit of an opening here as well.
I think, honestly, it seems as though Cheems is just tossing these side Bs out because he feels like he really can't get punished for it. I'm not entirely sure what the frame data is on them, but they always seem to be pretty safe on shield, and they don't really seem like they have too much end lag. So I almost think that they're kind of baits for Nazura. He's tossing them out so that Nazura thinks that he has an opening, and then immediately he responds with another twister, another side B, and is able to tack on more percent. I'm interested what kind of frame data that move has. I'm not entirely sure how much end lag there is on it.
On it, there's with the duo version, which is what we've been seeing, it has 29 frames of landing lag. So that means that's like half a second.
Never mind what I said.
Yeah, so if Nazura can take advantage of this, it's huge.
And this is so tense! Oh my god!
But
did he even have mana for that? Was that all just... Did that just come straight from Popo?
Yep, that was just Popo there. But right now, there we go.
Oh my god.
And
okay.
This is going to be huge here because now that they're pretty much even, the moment that Nazura could deal a little bit more damage, take a bit of a lead, he can really just get away a bit better and wait for those side Bs to come out because those side Bs have been a very bad habit of Cheem's.
Ooh, but Cheem's getting some conversions here. Did you see that? Did you see that? Popo was like moonwalking on him with the ice block there. That was kind of crazy. He's slick with it. Gotta say. Ooh, Cheem's thought he was slick with it with that F smash read though, but Nazura not giving him the roll in. We're seeing them kind of. We're seeing some respect from both sides. Neither one wanting to hard commit first, but Nazura hard commits and finds a little jab there.
Nazura's not really punishing these side Bs very much. Because usually whenever Nazura is seeing that side B, the Squall Hammer, Nazura will just jump over it, but that's not really how you're going to end up punishing it. So if Nazura can outspace it by just going a bit back and hitting one of those rollers, then it could do a huge conversion.
I wonder what are Icy's out of shield? What is Icy's out of shield game like? You know, is Nazura worried about using his roller onto the shield of Cheem's and then just eating a smash attack? Like, how quick are these options out of shield? Because you know, if you get the roller from the right angle, it doesn't matter because you're dead right now. And Cheem's is gonna get that in game 3.
Keep up the ledge pressure, and so this could be that Cheem's is just taking advantage of one of Nazura's hugest weaknesses. Ooh. But right now, oh my god, that the fair just hitting into.
And we're seeing this castle siege pick. Now that is a rare pick. You don't see this one often, boys and girls.
Yeah, for sure. And we're seeing also that now Cheem's has been starting to use that down B a lot more.
Ooh, does not get the punish on the berry. Okay, that could be really big for Nazura in a bad way. That could be really big in a bad way. And right there, Cheem's making him pay for not punishing with that roller up smash.
And,
that's an awkward situation.
Yeah, but this is, speaking of awkward situations, Cheem's just keeps putting Nazura in exactly that. every single time. And
This game, it seemed like Nazura's had a more difficult time separating the Ices, for sure.
oh, wow. Never mind.
Doesn't need to separate them if he just sends them both out to the Blast Zone.
Yeah. And actually, the hitbox extension, because whenever whenever something hits, it will delay it a little bit, so hitboxes get put out a little bit longer. That might actually help as well against Ices.
Yeah, it definitely seemed as though either hitting one of the Ices kind of led to the other still getting hit there by Nazura. And we're seeing, I'm kind of surprised. This stage, this was Nazura's counter pick, right?
Yeah, this was. Which I'm honestly
That's
surprised
so
about.
interesting. I would have thought that Nazura liked a big stage. It seems to me as if he's just a really big fan of these side platforms to just let him kind of breathe as he jumps around.
Ooh.
But Cheems is just not letting him do that. Cheems is just taking it right straight to him. And Nazura, I guess I spoke too soon earlier.
Yeah.
I guess that roller really do be getting hard punished, huh?
Yeah, that was strange too, because that is not that up smash out of field wasn't one of the stronger out of field options. In fact,
Ooh.
it's a past frame 10 out of field option.
But roller just really do be that slow, huh?
Yeah.
But not too slow, as it was able to net him a stock. And right now, we are on Nazura's tournament spot, and looking kind of ugly as Cheems is getting a lot of percent really quick, and Nazura's got to hold his composure. Just barely not killing here.
And this is that advantage state, getting the up smash and taking it. Now, Cheems is your other contestant in the losers finals.
Wow.